What's up guys, so today I'm going to be talking about patch 1.2 for Battlefield 2042, which is releasing today. So first things first, Kaleidoscope has had a massive rework done to it. I will put in a picture of before and after. There is some videos up on Twitter of it as well, but if I'm honest, I just couldn't find any decent quality videos, so I've just left them out. I've just left a picture here with a before and after, because the layout is what matters mostly, I believe, and they are testing this out with rotation as such, because I feel like the biggest issue with this map was the rotation. You seem to drive out into the middle of nowhere, out in the open, and you get stranded, and then you capture a flag, you die, enemies capture it, then push back, and it's just a constant cycle of basically no real rotation that's happening. It's just pushing forward and back, and if you play Breakthrough on it, then you'd understand that it's one of the worst maps to play Breakthrough on. So I did actually just make a little mistake. The before and after pictures I have are not of Kaleidoscope, they are instead of Renewal, and Renewal is going to be having another complete overhaul just like Kaleidoscope, and I'll be coming in patch 1.2. No, sorry, not 1.2, 2.0, which is due to come in October, I think it is. Yeah, October, and Season 1 finishes on at the start of September. So it's probably going to come out a little bit after Season 1 is finished, so that's probably going to be the next hotfix sort of bug update that we're going to have. We've also had improvements to 6 operators. They have had like a sort of overhaul of their skins, making them feel more gritty, sort of realistic to the time zone, but let's be honest, none of them really do feel like that. They've really gotten rid of the quips and stuff, and those just stupid stuff they say at the end of the rounds, but the characters still don't really feel that authentic. Everyone's got the same outfits, the same customization. There's not a whole lot you can do to actually make the characters feel like, you're different, like on Battlefield 4 or Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 5, of all the epic skins and everything you could get and stuff. Everything on this game at the minute is quite vanilla, but they are changing the face overall, like the UI for characters and everything. But along with that, we're also going to be getting stats for players that you can now see. I believe you can see them in game. I'm not 100% sure on that, but you can definitely see them out of game. It's going to be a more in-depth sort of view on your account, even though there are websites that let you do this already. This will be one built into Battlefield 2042. Just thought I'd add another thing to the stats screen, so you can also view your kills, deaths, your assists, shots fired, accuracy, revives, matches won, match played, sort of all of that stuff, health healed, headshot kills. So it's going to be a lot more in depth when you want to see how far you've sort of progressed since the game has started. So another thing as well, they have apparently updated the aim assist. Well, I spoke about this in one of my previous videos, saying that they apparently have a fix, but now they are actually rolling out. So whether that works or not, that will be down to the player base to decide, but that will affect controller players. I believe it affects controller players on PC as well, not just console. But yeah, apparently it's fixed an issue of aim assist that prevented auto tracking from working as intended on moving targets. So because I've moved to KBAM over the last 4 or 5 months, I haven't sort of experienced anything like this. But when I was using controller before, the aim assist was horrendous to start off with. Hit detection was horrendous. Obviously they fixed it all, but we've got other issues rising from that. Scroll menu has also been added while viewing weapon attachments. Previewing skins while in game will no longer show character feet clipping into the ground. Seen that more than enough times. Text in the collection screen identifying ranges category is now easier to read, and a hide UI button in the Battle Pass screen no longer hides player card backgrounds or tags. Rush corresponding era-specific MCOMs have been added for all maps. The Bad Company 2 version also received visual improvements from its original look and feel, and fixed an issue with AI soldiers driving tanks wouldn't move in the El Alamein Axis airfield map layout, which I had actually noticed when I played that map a couple times on Rush. There are quite a few other things for Portal to do with the rules editor I'm not going to go into, because to be honest, no one's really bothered about that. Gadgets, picking up ammo pouches should now always register when collecting them in quick succession. I know I had this issue. You'll probably see in this video where I'm using ammo packs, and especially when I'm using them with the BSVM, it wouldn't pick them up properly. C5 will no longer get attached to the Condor, passenger seat when you're chucking it out. Hazard zone, nobody cares about that. Smoke grenade launcher, soldiers, boring. Some stuff about the specialists, nothing over the top, to be honest. With the specialists, everything's sort of the same. So another huge thing is the 50mm air cannon pod for the Condor/Hind. That has been nerfed. So the ammo count has been reduced from 12 to 8, which is quite significant, and the blast radius has been reduced from 5 meters to 3.5, which is again huge. That's a massive nerf. Replenish time increased from 3.5 seconds to 6 seconds. So overall, 50mm air cannon pod for the Condor and Hind has been massively nerfed, which I'm not surprised, to be honest. It needed to be said. The EBAA Wildcat dual 30mm AA cannons, minimum damage has been removed, and that always does the same damage at all ranges. They do slightly more damage against jets and all helicopters. I thought they were pretty OP anyway. Anti-aircraft missiles lock-on range increased from 400 to 600 meters. Anti-aircraft missiles damage increased from 130 to 210. This means it's now a 2-hit kill against the Nightbird and jets, but will leave attack helicopters at critical HP. See, I thought these were pretty OP anyway for Wildcats, but apparently they've had a buff. The Huron and Hannibal have also had a huge nerf, which, I mean, come on, that was expected. So overall, the 30mm cannons, which we all know were ridiculously overpowered, they have been nerfed. So they've increased the overheat speed on the cannons, which, I mean, to be honest, that's not even that big of a nerf. It's still ridiculous. I think it's the damage that's an issue. The BSVM, full auto mode on the BSVM no longer provides recoil compensation and instead gives a 15% dispersion penalty. This is a little bit of a nerf there. Adjusted the BSVM high power magazine damage drop off to begin at 50 meters instead of 100 meters. So that's a big old nerf there for the high power rounds. Fixed an issue with the BSVM would not get reduced recoil while using a bipod. Fixed an issue with the BSVM magazine size and hood did not match for one equipped on the weapon. So I've actually had that issue a few times. Huge nerf hit for the K30. So the K30 reduced K30 ammo type damage for subsonic, standard issue and high power rounds. So subsonic have gone from 0 to 10 meters at 22 damage down to 18, 30 to 40 meters 18 damage down to 15 damage, standard issue 0 to 10 meters 22 damage down to 18 damage, and the high power at the same range has gone from 22 damage to 18 damage, which I don't think that is the sort of nerf I was expecting. Well, I thought it was going to be a hell of a lot higher than that because the fire rate's so high on the K30, it doesn't matter anyway. It's also the M5A1s also had nerf, reduced the close combat rounds damage up to 20 meters from 22 to 18. I don't see the point of that. MP9 has also had a huge nerf, reduced the close combat rounds damage from up to 5 meters from 28 to 22 and 30 to 40 meters from 22 to 18. And I don't think the MP9 is a good gun, but I don't think it was in need of that much of a nerf. So there are obviously a hell of a lot of other patch notes. I'm looking at them all now, but if I'm honest, they're not really worth talking about. But I will be going through and giving a review on the Kaleidoscope map when this releases tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, I am kind of disappointed with this update. I don't think there is really a whole lot coming to it. You know, I thought they would been adding a lot more, considering it's been a while since we've had patch 1.1. But now they have said that we won't get anything until season 1 starts at least, but they're going to let us know at the end of August, so I suppose we've got to just see how everything goes from there. So if you've enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment and subscribe.